Hi everybody. Sorry if I was late, and sorry about the gardening sound. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Vintage Craft and Chat. We meet weekly every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we get up to all kinds of fun, junk journaling fun, paper crafting fun. Yeah, we hang out, we craft, we chat. Most of the tutorials are guided, so I will show you how to make a fun project, and I always include down below in the description a supply list. Sometimes the supply list is super basic and straightforward, and if I can find a link, an Amazon link, I will add that too if I bought the supply on Amazon, or I can see something similar. But a lot of the materials that I love to work with are vintage, so I'm always going to thrift stores and estate sales and trying to find vintage bits. Hello, and we have Leanne is here. Good morning, Leanne. Are you dog sitting today? All right. I'm sure it's a cutie patootie. I'm glad you're here. I might have been. I was talking to Ryan, my son, in the other room, and then I walked in here and I saw that go live. So I may have been talking, and then of course the blower's going. The gardener is here, and it's very loud. Usually I'm sitting here for a good 4 minutes before I go live. So hi Susie, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Hello. Yeah, a little bit off this morning. So if I seem a little bit frazzled, that is why. Oh, you did? You missed everything I was saying? Oh my goodness. Well, that's not good. Well, basically I was saying welcome. We meet every Thursday here for Vintage Craft and Chat at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and we just get up to all kinds of fun here, crafty fun. So I'm glad everybody is here. Welcome. And I also wanted to say too, because I don't say this enough, I do have the option clicked that in order to chat that you have to good that you have to be a subscriber, but I put it on for the least amount of time, which is 1 minute. So in order to chat, and that's just to keep out the bots and the kind of weird stuff that we sometimes get, those of us that do live stream. So it's only for that. You can subscribe, then you can unsubscribe. But I do have that, and I have it for the least amount of time. And I have to say it cuts back on all of that. So I don't want to feel like you're not welcome to say hello, because I want everybody to say hello. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Hello. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you're having a good Thursday. Okay, so while we're waiting for a few people to come in, I'm going to pull something from our cute prompt jar here, our weekly prompt. I am way behind. I'm now officially 2 behind, which I'm behind on file folder, and I'm behind on paint splatter. But as I said last week, I actually started working on it. I'm hoping to put those 2 prompts into the one project that I'm currently working on. So let's see if this one is going to be hard to incorporate with those other 2. Let's see what we have here. Oh, what is it? I don't know that that's going with my current theme and my little project I have going on. So beads. So this week's prompt is to incorporate beads in some capacity into what you're making. And of course, it doesn't have to be a junk journal project. It doesn't have to be a paper crafting project. That is mostly what we do. But if you're a sewer, you crochet, whatever your craft is, just incorporate beads into it. So yeah, that's our weekly prompt. Yeah, I was going with a very, I picked up some of those paper dolls. So very Tim Holtz paper doll, school days kind of thing. I don't know how beads. Well, we'll work into that. Let me put this up here. Hopefully I remember to take a picture and post it. So today's project is snippet rolls. So let me go down in my description because I know a lot of people say, what the heck is a snippet roll? So I did put a little something down in the description. So this is a description of what a snippet roll is. It's a long strip of paper or fabric embellished with scraps, ephemera, or other materials. So postage stamps, labels, fussy cut images, stickers. Use your imagination. It can then be rolled up for easy use and storage. Once made, it can be cut up to create instant clusters, or you can use a longer length to create a belly band, decoration at the side of a page, right? You can line it up at the side of a junk journal page, top of a pocket. So many uses, and it's ready to go. I think those were my words. They're ready to go. I can't remember. So that is basically what a snippet roll is. Let me go back to chat. Let me see if I miss. Hello, Preppy Crafty Girl. Hello, welcome. And Angela is here. Hi, Angela. I hope you're having a good Thursday. Oh, also I wanted to shout out, with everything going on, we had a very busy month, sort of personally with our family. Busy month getting ready for the Crafty Marathon. And I had started, in fact, Leanne was my first guest, Debbie was my second, every third Thursday having a guest here on Vintage Craft and Chat. And I just kind of let that go. I reached out to a couple people, and third Thursday would be next week. So it's very short notice, but if anybody would like to join me for third Thursday, send me a message, maybe on Instagram. That's the easiest way to do. If anybody is available next week, we can, pull it together quickly. And basically, I've asked the guests I've had, you could either, bring up a specific project, something that I would have the supplies for. A lot of us kind of craft in the same, with the same materials. So if you want to demo a little project, Leanne showed us how to make those really cute tags out of tea bags, which is adorable. Like I'm obsessed with those. I need to drink more tea, get more tea bags. Debbie showed us a bunch of really amazing techniques of how she does her Rooms Gone Wild with her magazine collaging. And I don't know about all of you, but I picked up a lot of really great techniques that day when she was on. So yeah, you can bring a little specific project for us to do together, or super easy, you can just say, my favorite craft supply is whatever, stickers or fabric or whatever it is, and we'll just hang out and have a play. So no pressure, very easy. But if anybody is interested in coming on doing third Thursday next week, send me a message on Instagram. And I do have people lined up for May and June, but I'm looking for people beyond that too. And Angela and I are trying to get on the same page with that as well. So I know dear Angela will be a future guest. So it's actually, Preppy Crafty Girl. It's a new thing that I'm doing as part of Vintage Craft and Chat, our Thursdays here together. And I'm just calling it Third Thursday. So every third Thursday here for Vintage Craft and Chat, I'm bringing on a guest. I love to expose all of you to other makers and creators. I think that's part of the wonderful thing about having this channel and having Vintage Craft and Chat. And it's just a way to get your channel known and your creativity and all of that known. So let me know if you're interested in doing this week, or just send me a message on Instagram, and I'm just kind of booking people as we go, so I can book you for a month that's coming up. So that would be really fun. It would be fun. Okay, let me see. I think I'm all caught up. So let me show you. I wish it wasn't so loud with the gardener here. It's always very loud. So this is one of the snippet rolls I made last year. It was actually a weekly prompt in our Instagram group, in our crafty Instagram group. And you can see I've rolled it up. It's kind of in the shape of a circle for easy storage. And I like to use either bulldog clips. I think I have I have a little tiny paper clip here too. I will often use those. If you have like I don't know, like a big wooden spool or a paper towel roll, something like that, you can also make really cool holders. But this has just been sitting back in my little ephemera bin here since I made it. And then these are two others. I started prepping this one here, and I'll turn the camera around. It'll be a little bit easier and I can show you. Whoops, it's a little bit of a, there. And this is another one that I started prepping this week. So two different styles. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, an empty roll of thread. I was originally going to put the butterfly one, but I don't have one that's, have a bunch of those wooden spools, but I don't have one that's tall enough. It was kind of messing with the paper. So I'm going to be on the lookout. Definitely going to be on the lookout. Okay, let me turn the camera around. Okay. Oops. Don't want to make you guys sick. Sorry about that. Didn't have the camera already around. And I'm going to clear things off a little bit. Okay, so let me show you the snippet rolls a little bit up close, and then I'll show you the different types of bases that I like to use and the materials, the supplies. So here is the butterfly one, and I just built this on, I think I used cardstock. So I just used cardstock and I just cut it into strips and I glued the strips here at the end, and you can just go on and on and on and on. You can make it as long as you would like. And I've just layered little scraps and bits of paper. I have book page, I have map, I have maybe even some stamped images, lace material, paper doilies are great. And of course you can ink those individual pieces. And the focals, I think I found these on Pinterest, and I think that it was definitely a free printable. Maybe if you go on Pinterest and you search free printable butterfly images, and I think these were actually copies of German die cuts, those German, I think that's what they're called, die cuts, because I have some, I don't have butterflies, but I have some similar, and they look very much like those German die cuts. Looks like I have, some interesting papers in here. So that's that one. Really, really, really beautiful. And as you can see, by changing the supplies and the materials you're using, you can really change the look of them. Okay, so here's another one that I started prepping for us today. Very different look, very different style, very different vibe. This one I started building on just some school graph paper. It's a huge sheet of paper. It's like you would use in kindergarten or first grade. It's a gigantic piece of paper, and I actually had to fold it. It was bigger than a 12 by 12, but I thought that gives me a lot of bang for my buck. In fact, it was so long, I only glued 2 pieces together. So hopefully you can see that, where I've just glued them together with art glitter glue. And then on the paper, I decided for the base to use material. So I just have little scraps of material that I've glued onto the paper. And kind of the same thing, book pages, map, lace, material. This is even like that green is little kind of offcuts when I was working on, what was I making? Oh, when I was doing the little spool holders for the crafty marathon, I was using my pinking shears and I just kept, you know, all the little offcuts because I thought that they were really cute with the pinking shears. So here's a few more here. So I just had put them in a little bowl. They've been sitting on my desk. So this project is definitely one that uses up all the scrappy bits here. Oh, I should backtrack. So some of the images I'm using today are from Graphics Fairy. So this is Graphics Fairy. This was part of the same image. I'll show you that in a minute. Another great thing to use is, like I said, stamps or stickers. If you have store-bought die cuts, those would be great. But I love the way the stamp sort of worked with those images. So we'll work a little bit more on this. And then this one I built on, I don't even know what it is. It's this meshy material that we discovered when we were cleaning out my ribbon drawer. I had done a live when I kind of got down to the last bit of it because it was painful and very lengthy. It took me many, many, many days to clean everything out and organize it. So I have no idea what this is. Maybe one of you does. It's a little, you know, it's kind of flexible, but it's, I would say, a little bit rigid too. And I just cut the end here with pinking shears because it was a little bit ragged. So I don't know, maybe it's some kind of hem tape or something, maybe for curtains. And so because this was like a mesh material, I decided I would make the base paper. So I just put various vintage book pages, that rather than the fabric. And then I came back and I started basically building what is multiple clusters. So this is a Graphics Fairy image that I cut out, little button. And that's one of the labels that we made last week. So I thought that looked kind of cute with the colorway. And then let me show you the Graphics Fairy. Let me make sure. No, what is that, Angela? I don't know what that is. Okay, Leanne, have a good walk. We'll see you in a bit. Is that what it is? I think it is. Yeah, it's some kind of seam. I mean, you can't bend it this way. It would be kind of awfully hard. There would be resistance. I was thinking, yeah, maybe something you would put inside of, oh, I'm not good at sewing definitions. Like you would put maybe in, not a seam. Maybe Kathy will come in here. Hi, Christy. Hello. We'll be really quiet because you're sneaking in. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, what am I trying to say? That you would put, not a, what is it? Like the word will come to me in a minute. But anyway, those are the two bases that I thought to use today. And of course you could use material as your base. Yeah, fabric, anything like this. You could use ribbon, paper, again, kind of sky's the limit, I think, on what you want to use as your base. Let me just show you the images. So I took mine from these two Graphic Fairy images, and I think if you maybe search swallow, these came from kind of a swallow section, and I think they're just reproductions of vintage postcards, something like that. They're probably even out on the public domain. And I printed these in the wallet size. So if you print, you can print multiple per page. I printed them on cardstock just so that they were a little bit more sturdy. And I just came in and did a paper punch and I cut out this image here And then kind of the rest of the flowers, I just came in and used a decorative pair of scissors, but you could also come in and fussy cut that. And that's such a neutral background. You could even take the flowers and layer a stamp over it, or a button, a little charm, you know, like a little dangle, maybe with some beads. So that would be awfully cute. So that was one I found. And then in that kind of same swallow section in Graphics Fairy, I found this one, which I thought was really beautiful. And I was looking for something that had a couple different focals, because I thought, well, I could, right, cut out the swallows, cut out the birds, and then the flowers would be an additional focal. So sort of, you know, two in one. So let me get those out of the way. And what I pulled were just vintage book pages. So vintage book pages, kind of neutrals, sheet music, creams and beiges, whites, that kind of thing, kind of sticking with the same color palette. But of course, you can also introduce color. I just made these little bundles. So I just ripped up some, I don't know what these were, kind of a receipt thing, or you were out. You can use some of the painted book pages that we've done in the past. It's fun to use ledger, map. This is even a bag that I just kind of cut up with that decorative pair of scissors. It's really fun to use tissue paper. You know what, guys? Let me just put you on mute 1 second. Somebody's ringing the doorbell. Just 1 second. I'm so sorry. I'm back. That was somebody kind of advertising something, and my gardener was out there, so I thought maybe it was my gardener. Let's see. Oh, let me look at that. Let me see. Oh, very cool. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Thank you for that link, Angela. Ooh, I'm going to go check that out. Let's see, what did Angela say? You can search for whatever. There are tons of categories: paintings, antique, photography, oh my goodness, sculpture, embroidery, and most have high resolution images you can download, and sometimes even multiple angles. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go check that out. Angela and I've had this little discussion before. I'm not a huge fan of what's kind of going on in the AI community, and that's a whole other kind of big subject. But I love the idea of, you know, using Graphics Fairy, going on to the Met Museum site that Angela just shared with us. Now I have a couple, I didn't have Met Museum, but I have a couple other sites that I have written down, and there are such amazing, really beautiful images. I mean, can you get any more beautiful than that are in the public domain? And they aren't AI. It's not taking from somebody else's work. That's a whole other topic of discussion. So I am big on finding these really amazing pieces that are out in the public domain that are actual antiques and vintage, and they're gorgeous. And we can create really unique individual things with those images, right? Nobody else, well, obviously you guys can all kind of go out, but you're not going to have the same pages and the same handmade labels that I have. You're not going to have the same supplies, obviously, because we're working with vintage. But I love that idea. I can't wait to go check out that site. I did, Christy, and she was so sweet. I messaged her like that same day. She got back to me right away. She didn't have some of the specific items I had bought from her. Maybe they had been resold, or I'm not sure what happened, but she did have, especially because one was kind of one of a kind, but she had something that she could replace it with that was similar. So I was happy. She was very sweet about it. Oh, you were? Oh, I bet Nate just that's like totally his thing. He loves all that beautiful, amazing stuff. How fun. Ooh, I can't wait. I will look at that later with Taylor too. So yeah, the other thing I like to add, to get a little bit of crinkle and a little bit of movement, you can use tissue paper. You can use, what is this? Sewing, like tissue paper from um, sewing packets, that kind of thing. Obviously, doilies we talked about. Here are bits and pieces of vintage. I don't know if this is drawer liner. I never could figure it out, or wallpaper. I think it is wallpaper. That came from that big roll that I have from my mom. That'll take me forever to use. This is just like a vintage something, not a receipt, but some kind of little vintage paper I had. And then, of course, graph paper and ledger. That adds interest, I think, as well. And here's some of the cut images from Graphics Fairy that we were just looking at. And I think stamps are awfully fun. And somewhere I have my little bowl, the labels we made last week. There's some, oh, no. Oh, they're right here. Here's the labels we made together. So those are great. And then, of course, just little scraps of material, laces, that kind of thing. And look at, I have all these. So we had a sham, like a quilt. It is vintage because Taylor is over 20. So it is a vintage quilt. I had bought it for her room when she was a baby. So we still have the quilt, and there were two shams that went with it. So not antique quilts, but definitely kind of in the vintage category. But one of the shams just kind of gave out. And so it took me a while, but I went and cut off all the little kind of pieces from it. So I upcycled it, and it's really cute material. So those are kind of the different things that I pulled. But again, sky's the limit. Let me kind of clear this off a little bit. Make more room. I don't need a pen. Okay, let's work on the material one again, and then let's talk a little bit as I go about the different uses. Let me find that material. So this was from the sham too. It was sort of the outside border of it, and then the inside had smaller, I don't know what the pattern was. So I have some longer lengths of this green. It's awfully cute, and then I have the little triangles. And because we're working with fabric, I think Fabri-Tac works really well. And of course, I put my Fabri-Tac, I always forget to put that link down below, but I like to put it in these bottles that are used for icing. And I did get them on Amazon. I don't think I put the link below. Sometimes I copy and paste from other Thursdays. It doesn't get copied over. And I would say if you have all your pieces, your paper, your material, these are quite a bit of labor of love. I will say that's probably why I've never demoed it or done it before on a Thursday, because truthfully, they are a labor of love because they're so individual. I feel like it's one of those things where you start, and for me, my imagination just starts to take over. As I'm sitting and creating, I start to think, oh, how would it look if I add this or that? And I start digging through my stash. But you can see how easy this is if my glue was down at the bottom. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you, Angela. That'll be easy. I did a little screen print, but that's easier. Oh, does it? Oh my gosh. The other thing I've started doing, I wasn't good about that as far as saving printables, is I have a whole section on my desktop computer now that's just for printables. So if I find things in the public domain, like the Met Museum link that Angela put in, or Graphics Fairy, whatever it is, I save them to that printables folder on my computer, and it's so quick and easy to find. In fact, before I went on to Graphics Fairy, I actually went and looked at the images that I had saved. And the other thing is, I only save things that, because I haven't ever purchased printables or anything like that. All the images that I have in there are Graphics Fairy. They're free to use, or they're public domain. So I don't have to worry about it. If I'm going in there and looking for an image, I know it's okay to print that and use it in something that I will perhaps sell. So that's the other thing. And that's also because I've never purchased any printables. I think that they're amazing, and there's an awful lot to be said about it, but I just do love the individuality of finding all these great historical images out there. Okay, so you can see how quick and easy that is. If you have your material or your paper, if you have it cut down, you can rip it, you can cut it with, decorative scissors, pinking shears, that kind of thing. I think some of these I ripped, some of the edges I had pinking shears. It goes awfully, awfully fast just with that first base. Now, once you start getting into the next layer, which for me, on my particular snippet rolls is paper, that's where I get a little bit slower and a little bit more bogged down. But I guess at this point, we're going to start layering on book pages here. That probably will go a little bit quicker. And then there's a third layer that I start to do, which is my focal. And that's where I start adding on lace and fabric and that kind of thing. So that starts to take a little bit longer. Also, you guys are probably thinking, well, what are the uses? Why make snippet rolls? So as Angela was saying, I think Christy has used them. I think, did you say that? She's used them to decorate the edges of paper. So depending on the length, you could certainly, let me get out one of my journals. So the ways I would use a snippet roll, let's find a pocket or something here that's kind of a longer pocket. Doesn't have a bunch of stuff on it all. Okay, this one has a lot of stuff on it already. But how I would use a snippet roll is, once it's made, then you can come in and you can cut it to size. So you can use it to decorate the top of a pocket and probably lift it up that way. You can decorate the side of a page, so you could let it hang off a little bit, right? So you see that really pretty edging. You can, of course, make a belly band that can run this direction. You could have a belly band that runs this direction. So those are some options. What I like to do, and the reason why I put so many focals on here, is I want to come back and cut these and use them for basically a cluster. So that's the other thing you want to keep in mind. What do you want the orientation? Because I'm going to use them for clusters, I've oriented my focals this way. Of course, I could have actually done them this way, but I don't know, when I have little clusters, for some reason I kind of work in this orientation, but you could certainly do that too. If you're unsure what you're going to use it for, you could put your material, put your paper, but then not put the focal on it. You could just keep it at that, knowing that, okay, you already have this made, it's quick and easy, you can kind of cut it, you can whatever size you want, and it's ready to go. It's in your stash. You've already done a lot of that initial work, and then you can come in and put the focal on it. Also, if you were maybe going to use it for a belly band, maybe you wouldn't want 2 or 3 focals. So that's also a nice option, just to kind of take it to stage 1 and stage 2. If I was doing a belly band, this is like a little bit too busy. So maybe I would just want 1 focal here, maybe at the bottom, at the top, maybe 1 in the middle. That's kind of my thought with that. But I will be using mine for little clusters. So I'll probably be using them to decorate the corner of a page, that kind of thing. Right here, this is actually a little cluster here. This is one that I built individually, but that's a perfect example. So I would cut this, and then it would be an embellishment on a pocket here. So that's why I've oriented mine that way. Hi, Penny. How are you? Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Ooh, so she must have made really small snippet rolls. Ooh, I've always made mine kind of about this size. I don't even know what size this is. Where's my ruler? I don't know why. I've just kind of gravitated towards this size. So these are about 2 inches. And then, of course, the width or the height depends on how you're cutting it. Ew. I'm surprised I haven't thought to make a little teeny tiny, because you know how I like to craft in teeny tiny. Oh no, your power just went out. What? A semi hit the power pole. Oh my goodness. You're so funny. Oh my gosh, I hope nobody was hurt. That's extreme. I'm doing well, Penny. I'm glad you are. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so this one we put the fabric down. Now let's grab some just kind of generic book pages and things, and then let's build a little bit of our secondary base here. So again, sometimes I'll just rip, sometimes I will cut. It just depends on my mood. I should just keep this upside down, right? I need like a little something. I think if I put it in my little ribbon thing here, I'm always afraid it's going to go spewing out. Do you guys just leave it when you use these baby bell? I always say baby bell. I don't think it's baby bell, is it? Does it come out? I'm always afraid it will. Okay, so let's just get some quickie layers going here. And not really, oops, see, it did, it stuck. Not really a great rhyme or reason, but I do like to alternate maybe text with more graph paper. Just going to put a bunch down here. It should stay wet here for a while. And I don't really care if it's upside down, sideways. I don't get super picky with that. Let's get something that has a little bit more texture. Let's use that one. That's good. Stick that down. Maybe the next one I'll do a little bit smaller, just so we see a little bit of that fabric in the background. You can do up and down, you can do side to side, diagonal. So raise of hands, how many people have made Sugar Bell? I always want to say Baby Bell. Why is that? Is that cheese? I think Baby Bell's the cheese, right? Oh my goodness. Wow. I mean, hitting a pole, that's extensive. It'll probably take a while if the pole's been damaged to get a replacement. It does? Okay. That's good to know. Okay, I'm not going to put it upside down. But I feel like there's an awful lot of wait time. Also, I feel like mine's starting to get a little bit dried out. When I first filled it, and I just filled it with an entire, I think, bottle of the Fabri-Tac, it was flowing better. So it's probably just air. Air has kind of gotten to it over time. Let's see, I want something a little bit different. Maybe we'll do a little bit of sheet music here. Yeah. So as you can see, this goes fairly fast. This doesn't take too long. And maybe we'll just do one more. Then we'll move on to, let's see, what do I have here? And I always make a big mess. I have so much stuff. Now I kind of like that. You know, I'm not always really big on the blank sides of book pages, but I love this. I love that kind of natural bend that it gets. Maybe I'll take it down a little bit. Let me add a little bit more. I love that texture. Yeah, I think so. I think it's cheese. My daughter, oh my gosh, she loves the Baby Bell cheese, which I have to say it's pricey. I don't buy it for her a lot, right? Isn't it expensive? I don't know why. It's just cheese. Maybe because it's in those little, you know, individually wrapped. They are cute, but I'm like, just get a big block of cheese and cut it. I'm not sure what the... Okay, let's get these little scraps. I'm going to try to keep my space a little bit clean today, which is difficult. Okay, we don't need those anymore. There we go. Okay. All right, so we have our fabric, we have our paper. Now let's work on building a little bit of clusters here. And where are my focals? Here's my focals. So I'm just going to be very repetitive. I'm going to grab another one of these birds. And then let's see, do we want to do, we can do another stamp. Ooh, that's pretty with the green one. Let's do that. Let's end up doing two here. Okay, so now what I want to do for mine is sort of bring in more color. So let me grab a couple of these, maybe blue pages, I think would be awfully cute. Maybe a little bit, oh, let's put some of this in. Let's get a little bit of, I don't even know what this is. It's kind of like, maybe did I get this from Leanne maybe? It's kind of like deli paper and it's pink. It's really, really cool. So let's put a piece of that down. Maybe a piece of map would be cute, especially because it's the bird. I kind of like that idea. All right, I think we're looking good. Now let's grab some material. I kind of like that. This little gingham. We don't need a big piece. I'm just going to kind of rip that down. I'm just doing a dry fit of the cluster, just seeing what it looks like. Maybe a little bit of lace. Oh, even that little piece will work. That's already cut for us. And then what else? All these little kind of pieces. I think this came from the bunny dress, I'm pretty sure. Maybe we'll do, I don't know, maybe I'll even kind of do like this. Maybe I'll kind of ball it up. That would be so cute. I didn't grab the buttons. I can go grab my buttons. But the other thing, I don't know if you guys can see, but I was having fun with buttons but I just came in and got some cheesecloth and a little bit of fabric and kind of balled it up and stuck the button on there. And I wish I had done it with this. I did it without thinking. I prefer when there's a little bit of thread in the button. So this one I did after that one, and I took a little time just to put a little bit of thread in there. I just think that finishes it off a little bit more. But that would look so cute. Okay. We like what's going on here. And I think I'll grab the art glitter glue. Oh my gosh, you know what happened to my art glitter glue? It's such the saga of the art glitter, right? I kept losing this. I kept finding it. It's now back. But yesterday, when I was sitting over on the other side, I went to put, oh, it's spewing out. I went to put my pin back in and it wouldn't go in. I kept trying to shove it down, and I looked closely and there was a little piece of metal on there and it was super, like it was stuck. I got out some tools. I was trying to pry it off because I thought it was the little tip here. I think, right? Isn't there like a little extension that comes out of this part? So then I couldn't get it off the pin. Then I took the pin and I shoved it down in there, but now the piece is down in here. So, oh my gosh. I probably just need to buy a new bottle. I'm just having awful problems with the art glitter glue. Ugh. I mean, it still comes out fine, but I would say it's not that fine tip. And then I sort of just space them to where I think I'll probably be cutting them into sections, just kind of eyeballing it. It's not nothing particular. And you could also take time and ink all your pieces. I'm only inking the focal point. I haven't taken time to ink all the individual papers. I think when I did the butterfly, I did, and boy, it took me like days and days. So I actually inked each and every page that I put down, or every piece that I put down, every book page I put down. And for some of these, I even came in and I think even inked it before, like did my little splotchies and stuff. So I did do some stamping with that splotchy stamp on these two, and I think it turned out the same way. But I spent a lot of time on the pieces and parts because, of course, you could like look at that one. That's probably has a rubber stamp image on it. You could do text. I mean, you could spend hours and hours. And I would say, I like to say things, some things are a labor of love. I think snippet rolls are a labor of love. I do. But they're awfully special. I think it's that really one special piece, maybe that you have not on every page, but just here and there on the pages. And let's see. I'll put that this way. I'll change glue. Are you back from your walk, Leanne? Oh, hi, lovelies. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Hope you're having a good day. Ugh, the gardener is finally a little quiet. Okay, we'll put a little bit of lace. Oh, don't let me forget to ink the bird. I almost forgot to ink the bird. We'll tack this down, and I do want to grab a little bit of cheesecloth. Like that. don't remember how I had it. That's pretty. Yeah, where is my cheesecloth jar? Hi, Nitty. How are you? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Let's see. I think I'll grab white. I have white and cream, but let me grab the white. And I know there's like kind of different types of cheesecloth. This is like very gauzy. In fact, you could probably get, you know, first aid gauze that kind of gives you that same loose. It's very much like threads. That's probably too much. Don't need quite as much. Let's put a little bit of that there. And then let's ink up our bird. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, so who has made a snippet roll? We know Christy has. Christy's working. Make her type when she's working. I bet Penny has. Yeah. Okay, let me make sure. Okay. All right, so I have inked up our little bird here. Let's glue that on. Let me use this. This is quicker. I don't have to wait for it to come down to the bottom. Quicker. We'll probably do like maybe one each. Maybe I'll put a little bit more of that down here. I love this little kind of button. Oh, I put the wrong bird on the wrong thing. Oh well. I was doing kind of the turquoisey pink ones and not the blue ones, but it doesn't matter because I will be cutting this up. Sort of have an idea in my head of a larger project that I want to work on in the coming months. Maybe I might make it into a multi-part thing. Maybe we'll spread it over a bunch of Thursdays. Okay, so that's kind of what I have with that. I think that's awfully cute. Actually, let me go grab a button. I think we could do that pretty quick. Let me grab some little tiny buttons out of a drawer here. I have so many. Here's a couple here. I'll put them down in there. Look at this one. This one's like really good and kind of rusted from those rusted buttons. Let me get, I don't want to use those scissors. I don't know where I got this. Maybe from a thrift store. I like it. I like it because it's stiff and I can get it through the buttons easy. So it's a little bit of a silvery metallic, but it's really great for putting through the buttons. Doesn't fray too much. Of course, as I say it, that end frayed. Twine is good for this, like baker's twine, but I find with the baker's twine, I have to add like tape to the ends, and then that just takes time. Same with embroidery thread. I mean, I guess I could put it on a needle. That would be the way to do it if I took the time to do it. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. I just can't remember. Sometimes I'm good at remembering where I get things, and then sometimes just not. But I really like it. It's a little bit of sparkle. And I just cut way more than I needed, but it just makes the job a little bit easier. And it's like 2 or 3 ply, so I can kind of come in and ravel it a little bit or unravel it. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that's cute. Looks a little black, I feel like, on the screen. And with buttons, Fabri-Tac is always my go-to. Never had a button come off with the Fabri-Tac. Which I love because I always used to use hot glue on my buttons. So it's nice not to have to get out my glue gun. Oh, that's so cute. Isn't that cute? Simple and easy. It was fairly quick, but you can see how it definitely can be in the labor of love category. So let's do one more and then we'll come back and ink a little bit. So we wanted to use this stamp. I want to get a piece of paper. Where did it go? I feel like I had a piece of ledger. I liked, where's the one? I liked this one. So this one came just like it. And I didn't create that. It came to me that way. In fact, does it say? Might be 1951, but look how cute that is. It's just on a piece of like lined. Hopefully it's not a lot of money. Hopefully somebody wasn't keeping it that way, but it's just lined paper. And the stamp was attached to it, and then it has the postal mark there. So cute. So let's try to recreate that a little bit, maybe if we can. And I think I will ink that a little bit. Let's see if we can kind of get that look. And I did ink around the edges of that paper. In fact, I think I might have ripped it a little bit smaller, but I thought that's so cool. And it was original like that. Came out of my stamp stash that way. What am I looking for? I want to get the linen. I think it's on the other side of my desk. I don't think I brought it over. Nope, it's not there. Maybe I did bring it over. Oh, now I have to get out. Oh, no, here it is. I have to get out this. Okay, let's use a little bit of the antique linen. See if we can. I don't know. That's probably not my antique linen dauber, but let's use it. Cool. All right, that aged it up a little bit. Let's glue that on there. Okay. Let's see here. It is fun, Susie. I'm so glad you're here. Let's see. Hi, Piper Lily Journals. Your intentions have been good to join us. Is that what they were good about? I can't go. How come I can't go back up? Here we go. I am glad you're here. My finger's not working on this. Okay, there it goes. I think my hands are dry. Let's see. I'm going to read this. I love old stamps. I bought a shoebox of old stamps from around the world and I started using them and I thought the same thing, right? I was hoping that you weren't using some rare expensive stamps. So some of these stamps they were my great grandmother's. She collected stamps and coins. Like I have letters that are so cool where she she would write letters and send them off to, I guess, the postmaster, local postmaster. I don't know where she would mail them to. And then they would mail stamps back to her. Like we have some of those in the collection, but a lot of them came from her. And then when I was a little kid, I don't know if you guys remember with the Scholastic book sales when they would come around to our elementary schools. And I remember I bought a big box or, envelope or something that I bought through the Scholastic thing. So I bought like a stamp book where I could paste them in. And I remember when I was a little kid, I used to keep them in a Pringles can. So I had this whole Pringles can of stamps. I don't really remember. I probably didn't have good follow through. I don't think I glued them in the stamp book, or maybe none of them matched. But at some point in time, I don't know. And I kept them for years. They just I moved out. They came with me, whatever houses we were living in. And then at some point when the kids were really little, I was working on a cool project for our son's room. I had so many. So I had mine had been dumped into that collection. So my great grandmother's and mine. So I didn't really know what was what, but I wanted to make little holders, like hat holders, or where he could hang his backpack and stuff for his room. So I got some wooden bases. So it was like a flat piece of wood, and then it had a wooden knob on it. And I think I painted the knobs red because his room was very kind of primary colors at the time. And then I decoupaged stamps all over the base of them. They were so cute. I made 3 of them, kind of like that your cousin was doing, Leanne, where she was decoupaging them onto eggs. So yeah, some of these may be valuable, but I don't know, but I do have I do have sheets of stamps that were never used, right? So the brand new ones, I know those may have value. I wouldn't probably craft with those. I need to look those up. I have envelopes where it had a stamp or something on them. Again, not mailed. I don't know. It's a little overwhelming. Yeah, hopefully, you know what? I bet if he was a collector, he probably had culled out all the good ones, would be my guess. So if he just had some in a box or a bag, you're probably okay. That's my guess anyway. Oh, you could buy envelopes of old stamps in the back. Maybe that's where I got them. I feel like it was from the Scholastic thing, but that very well could be. Isn't it cool? Yeah, I love the Mod Podge look. So that's the story of my stamps. And yes, they could be very valuable. And I don't even know it. Okay. Oh, see, we lost it again. It's getting all dried up here. I was trying to pull out that metal piece. I think it's time to buy a new bottle on Amazon. And plus, even though this is all bent up, this pin, then that would mean I have 2 pins, because I'm sure I will lose one, as I always lose it. Here, let me put it in here, because that's why I have this thing on here. And I have this one, which is not stainless steel, so it turns it brown, but I have that there just in case. Okay, so we glued our little, not very well. We add a little bit more. I think that looks super cool. Why isn't it gluing down? Something. Maybe because it has the old gluey back to it. That's weird. Okay, so there's our little focal. And what do we want to do for this? Let's grab some of these cool painted pages. I think maybe would look cool. Oh, I like that. And what else do I have? I don't want to use this because we have lines and lines. Let's get something a little bit different. Maybe a piece of this wallpaper might look cool. I like that. I didn't pull out too many things because then I start squirreling. Of course, now I'm already squirreling. Let's maybe do a little bit of map. How's that? And this sort of took no time at all to just rip down. You can, use your ruler and rip them down super quick. Just rip them with your fingers. I like that colorway. Oops. Oh, that's cute. Let's grab, I want to see, I pulled this one out. That's kind of interesting, this polka dot. It's a little different. It's a little bit of, I would say this is a very kind of a modern maybe look with the stark white and the polka dots. I kind of like that. Ooh, I forgot. Let me pull some of this out. Oh, and I also have this. So the inside of the, ooh, let me save that. Put this. I save all, do you guys do that? I save all these modern ones too, because we'll craft with that. 4th of July patriotic. So as I remember too, I liked, that doesn't even look like it was used, does it? That wasn't even used. Is it a forever? I wonder if this was like a, mail us back something in this envelope. That's interesting. Yeah, that's like a brand new, never used. But let me throw that in my thing. Do I like that? Oh, I maybe do. Oh, I think this is fun. Okay, I think this would be fun in here too. Maybe it's a lot going on, but let's just kind of glue down here. I'm actually going to ink this up a little bit just to age that up. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to tell yourself. They're not collector's item. It's like books too, right? When we start getting brave enough to dig into books and our stamps and our whatever else may have some value, our antique ephemera, all that good stuff. I don't have any French ledger paper, but if I had French ledger paper, I'd probably have to pause a little bit. You did, Susie? I bought a huge cigar box full of stamps at a yard sale for $1. Yes, score. See, especially when you pay so little for it, I feel like that gives me a little bit of permission to just have fun. That's a major score. Ooh, and the cigar box is cool too. See? Cool stamps, and you have a cool holder for them. I did this whole project years ago because I used to the thing that I did in the beginning with my stamps is I used to make jewelry with them. So I would do, the soldered jewelry where you would take 2 pieces of glass and sandwich ephemera, paper, something. I used vintage pieces of vintage hanky. I've done it with all kinds of things. So that's what I was originally using all the stamps in my collection for, and I had them sorted by country, if you can imagine. That was super labor intensive, having them sorted by country, and they were that way forever and ever. And then when I started using them for junk journaling, I've separated them by color because I find that it's so much quicker. In fact, before I went on with you guys, so I have, it's not cute. It's not like a cute cigar box, but it's one of these, you know, I think I got it from Hobby Lobby maybe. And so all my stamps are in here and they're now sorted by color and it's so quick. I wanted to pull some blue right before we came on. So I just grabbed my little Ziploc bag here and just, you know, pulled out. So I have, yeah, I have it by color. I think I even have one that's by neutrals. I have like, these are all birds here. I think I have some butterflies. And so that kind of makes it quick and easy when I'm trying to pull. Because I find definitely with the junk journaling, paper crafting, I'm looking for a specific color. And with making the jewelry, it was all about the country, right? I used a lot of, people wanted, you know, Paris, like French stamps or stamps from a particular country that, you know, sparked a memory or maybe from where they lived, where they were from. Okay, I like that. Actually going to ink that up a little bit. I should show you guys someday some of the jewelry I made. Oh, is it the same collection you bought? The guy had them all in a tiny church offering envelopes from the 50s and did it by country. Okay. Yeah. And then have you kept it that way? Have you kept it by country? And the envelopes are probably amazing. That's like a find. Have you kept them that way or have you thought about doing the color? I will say having them by color is kind of a game changer. I don't know. It's just much quicker. Because otherwise I start getting them all out. And do I like that? I think I like it. I'm not seeing much of the map or much of that. And then let's grab a little piece of this. I don't even know if this is really going to show. There's a lot going on in this one. And of course, you can just pile on this stuff. You can make it. No, I like that. That's cute. You can make them, you know, just like 3 pieces of paper under each focal. Sometimes I struggle with how much is enough. I'm kind of a more is more kind of gal. So sometimes I say, okay, where should I stop? But I like this little bit of polka dot. I'm going to see the polka dots a little bit more. I like, and it's kind of hanging off there. So I like that little bit there. I think that's good. That's cute. Did I pull anything out? Do we want to put material? Maybe that's too much. Ooh, I like that. I know I'm kind of going button crazy. It was not my intention to put buttons on everything, but I think I'm going to put a button on this one too. Why not? Why not? Okay, that's cute. Especially because we have this piece of paper kind of here. I feel like it's calling out for something more. So that's super cute. I like that. So I'm going to take this little piece. It's just a piece of, it was a cutoff, I think, either a ribbon or maybe from that blanket trim. You know, that trim, that blanket trim I discovered when I was cleaning out my ribbon drawer. And I'm just going to fold it so it kind of looks like, what do I want to say? Like an award, you know, like a ribbon that has like I don't know what it is, like a crisscross, like a folded piece of ribbon. Just going to do that to it. What is that called? You know, and then it would have like a little circle, like a medallion, and then you can pin it like a brooch. I have no idea what those are called. I feel like the older I get, my brain only has so much capacity for so many things. It's terrible. Things just they don't stick. Okay, let's grab a button. It's terrible. Terrible getting older. Oh, that's cute. Okay, where's our thread? A rosette. Rosette, that's it. I won't remember it, sadly. Oh, thank you. You know what? It kind of came to a halt. Crafty marathon, and we just had so much going on the past couple months. We had a lot of family come into town. So I did pick it up a little bit, right? I did my fabric drawer, but I'm very excited to get the rest of it done. In fact, I have to admit, I've kind of done little things here and there just to kind of keep my sanity. I kind of switched things around, not like majorly, but when we had family visiting, I had to, you know, I didn't clear off everything off my table, but I did want to get it looking a little bit better. So I had to move things around in this big cabinet next to me. I had to move things around a little bit. But I'm very excited to get back at it. And I didn't want to really invest in new containers, but when I was out in the desert, I broke down. I caved a little bit because, and I know they're going to be a game changer, I think, for me. So currently I keep a lot of my papers, my 12 by 12s, and even my 6 by 6s. I keep them in those big plastic bins that open, you know, this way. So everything lays down in the bin, and then the lid, I think we all know what those are, and they have a handle. So I have those on one of my lower shelves, and they are so heavy. They're so heavy, and I have like 3 or 4 stacked. I'm trying to look. I can't see. That door is closed. And I have to, like, they're all super, I mean, they must weigh, I don't know, 15 pounds. And so I'll have to either take them all out, or I have to lift up the top one to get out, and then I have to put it somewhere. Sometimes I walk over to the couch here, put it on the couch, open it, rifle through, and it has never worked well for me. But I found some plastic envelopes on Amazon that I hope are going to work well, and just sort of categorize things. So I will use those containers for something else, but they're not, and I'm in and out of them all the time, and it's just the worst thing. So I'm hoping the envelopes work really well. And then I found some really cool containers where hopefully I can keep everything upright. I found them at Joann's. I have a little mixed feeling about the Joann's going out of business. I wouldn't say their prices are that great, I guess, currently, but I think they might have been 40% off, so that was pretty good. But I am very excited. I really want to get those in place, but I know I need to video it. I just want to jump ahead and do it. I'm kind of impatient about it, so maybe that will be the next section I do. But it's a snowball, because I know once I take all the paper, there's some other things on that shelf, and then those will need to find a new home. It's going to snowball the whole place. So I love it. I love the buttons. Was not my intention to put buttons on all of them. Isn't that cute? I love this thread too. That thread is really, and then there's that one. So let's add a little bit of ink to these. And then we'll do a couple on the paper one. What time is it? Oh, we're not too bad. We're not too bad on time. Let me put that in there. Just so we can do a few that are all the way done, or what I would consider all the way done. Right? I had no idea what was in my ribbon drawer, my fabric drawer. And the thing that surprised me the most, which it shouldn't, but every time it happens, it surprises me that by folding things well, sorry, my sinuses are acting up. By full is I'm starting to get more nasal because when my head is down and I'm looking down all the time, I have really bad chronic sinusitis. I'm going to drink a water here, but I'm finding that as I fold things and as I organize, bring order to them, I have extra space. It's a miracle. It's a miracle finding that extra space because I haven't really gotten rid of anything, like virtually nothing. Maybe I think there were some ribbons that I took off of the cardboard spools, and I got rid of the spools. I put those in the recycler, but that's kind of it, right? I don't think I got rid of anything. Fabric drawer, I had some clothing items that I cut down, kind of like this sham here. So those kind of things. And I just kept the parts that I wanted to, which is great. But yeah. Okay, let me see. Stamp. And it was a good thing that I did that because I was gifted some amazing material. I need to do a haul on it. When I was out visiting my parents, sweet, sweet friend of my stepmom's gave me some, oh my gosh, it's not vintage, but it's so good. And I don't have anything like it. So I'm just going to take this splatter stamp. You know how I love this splatter stamp. And I'm just going to come on here and just give it a little bit more interest. I think this makes a big difference. And I'm even going to go on to the focal. I think it makes the focals look even cooler. And I think on these, I did different layers. Probably, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. So I did some green, I did some vintage photo. So I think that has a really cool look when you can take the different, say there, you can see the green and the brown. So whatever your colorway is, I think it would look awfully cool with blue. I'm surprised I didn't use blue. But right, that just gives it a whole, to me, another level. It's like the icing. It's like the icing. It's like the sprinkles. And maybe a little bit more there. And whatever stamps you have that are texture. And this already has a postage mark on it, but this would be really cool if you wanted to come in and you had a little postage stamp. You could do, numbers. You could do little, what do I want to say, like little handwriting stamp. But I think those look awfully, awfully cute. Okay, so let's put that one aside. And then let's do a couple on this one here. And this is that meshy, right? That meshy material, which we have, whatever this is, we have no idea what it is. So we have our first layer of paper. And let me see what focals. Where are my focals? Let me see if I like any of these. This is one of the stamps that we made last week. We did that last week. And I like the colorway with the red. I thought that looked kind of cool because I like this with the red and the blue. I could see myself probably cutting this and maybe using this in like a patriotic journal for something 4th of July. I definitely like to do some crafts that incorporate red, white, and blue. So I think that looks really cute. And I do like, there's a little tiny red label on the bird here. So I thought that was cute. Let me see of the labels that we made last week. If there's anything else I like. Oh, look how cute these are. So I had these in my stash. I'm not sure if Graphics Fairy has it, but I can guarantee you, I bet on the Met website that Angela linked for us, I bet it probably has stuff like this. But how cute that would be. I don't think, will we use these today? Maybe we could. That might be hard for me because I'll super squirrel on this one. In fact, I think I do a future project because now I just realized, oh, it'd be so cool to have like shredded paper and make a little nest. But these are, I was prepping these for a different project. I think several years ago, like back Vintage Craft and Chat when I was doing more decor type paper projects. So these are just from one of those, what do we want to say? Like the antique nature guides, like Angela was talking about with the butterflies, you'll find them with feathers. They're kind of all out there in the public domain. And then they have some with these eggs. So they're kind of natural history, I guess I want to say, which I love. I love that vibe. So these were just little eggs and they came on a big sheet and I just fussy cut them out. And I had put these on like a piece of cardstock or something because they're pretty thick. But wouldn't those be cute? Those would be really cute. But I know it'll take me too long to do that, but I'm picturing some shredded paper, like maybe making a little nest, maybe stamping the word nest on a label. But I ran across those the other day, so I stuck them in there. I just saw those. Oh, here's some like smaller butterflies. These aren't the ones that I used in that other one, but these would be cute. It's really easy to find a lot of mushroom type images. I don't know, those just made their way in there. Let me see here. Looking for see what kind of colorway we see. Although I guess it doesn't matter. That one's kind of cool, that circle one there. I think we could work with that. A lot of the red ones. Let's try to make that one work. It's going to have a little bit different vibe. These are cute too. Being very picky. Very, very picky. Oh, let's use that one. It has a little bit of red in it. Little peach, little turquoise. Okay. So let's maybe do that one there. And then I wanted to look at the flowers that I cut off of this bird. All right, and then I just took my little decorative scissors. So this was like the other part of that bird image. I might cut it a little bit smaller here. No reason. I just wanted to cut a little smaller. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Now, what are we going to put with that? Definitely pink, I think, would look really pretty. Pull one of those out. Let's see. Oh, let's do some doily. Let's grab some doily here. Da, 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 da. Oh, hi, Maritza. Hello, hello. Hola. Hola. Let's see. I don't have the Martha Stewart fringe scissors. Ew. Ooh, I'll have to look those up. Are they like, do they cut strips? Is it I saw somebody, I feel like it was a YouTube video. They use the scissors that you, what do I want to say? Texturizing scissors, for hair cutting. Have you guys seen anybody use those? I feel like it was some craft, something I was watching, and I feel like they use the texturizing scissors because maybe they do strips. What? See, now I'm pulling out what I was just thinking of using because I spied this the other day. I might use something like this. I don't know. Like maybe so I have this one, right? We've kind of all come across this in packing. Maybe this is too big, right? That's awfully big. What happened to my I think it's not proportional to the egg. Let me pull out the egg. I don't know if that's proportional. But this is, I don't even know. I feel like this was some kind of packing thing. And then I think a lot of us have seen this. So maybe, let's see, they have several blades all on one scissor. Okay, I'll have to look those up. I'm wondering if they're the same as the hair cutting ones too. You know, I finally got to the first $10 for the Amazon associate thing. So I got enough of the affiliate, it's like just a few cents. So it takes like a very long time to add up, but I got the I got the first $10 and I haven't spent it yet. I can't decide. I keep going back and forth like, well, what do I want to get? And I can't quite decide. If it was enough for a jelly plate, that's I think what I would get, but it's not quite enough. So I don't know if I should just it'll probably take like 6 months to get another $10 payout, but I'm like, "Ooh, what should I get?" I was looking at the hole punch. I think is cool. That's like the rectangle. It's like used for packaging. They're metal. I think those are really cool. I think that would be fun to have in my stash, which is probably about or less than that. That was one thing. Yeah, jelly plate. What else have I been looking at? I don't know. I want it to be something that I wouldn't necessarily buy. Like I wouldn't pull the trigger. Maybe I'll look at those scissors. Okay, so it's different than the hair cutting ones. Okay, that's good to know because what if I bought them and then they didn't work the way I was hoping. Okay, what else would look good? Do we want some painted? I have these really pretty, they're just little tiny little watercolor. Ooh, that's awfully pretty. Okay, we like that. What else do we have? I have so much glue. Let me take a drink of water. I feel so sinusy. Let's see. Oh, what's a congratulations? I have a penny. Oh, you have a penny. You have a penny in your. It's so good to do, though. I would tell all Penny, maybe Penny, you're already doing it, but anybody that's that's a maker, that's a content creator. It took me. I don't know when I start last year. It's probably you know what? It probably took almost a whole year because I came back to YouTube last April. So this would be a year since I've been back to YouTube. I was probably gone for a couple years on hiatus. I was taking care of my mother-in-law for anybody that's new. And so probably, and maybe I signed up for it shortly after. So it probably took close to a year. But I think it's worth it, right? Because it does take a lot of time to put the links in and all that stuff. So I say go for it. Well, that's why. Yeah, it does. Sometimes I just cut and paste, but I'm not really sure if the links are still good, but it is very tedious to go in and look them up. And I tried to get a storefront and I can't get one. I keep like every once in a while, I try to, go in and request approval for a storefront. And then it comes back like in a second and they say no. But I don't know if it's because I don't have enough subscribers. I'm also wondering if it's because the email address I use for our Amazon account is different than this business. I use another business one. So I don't know what's going on, but I would love to just have a storefront, and then I could just put that one link in, and then because I have tons of favorites, and I have lots of things I've ordered off of Amazon, and I would like them all in one spot. That's my ultimate, but I don't know, it's not working. They don't like something something about me. Yeah, but I would recommend it. Leanne, I've told Leanne to do it. Okay, sorry, I'm just chit-chatting too much. Okay, let's get some fabric. I think this one calls for some fabric, and I think I have one that has a little bit of pink. Pinks and blues, that one's super cute. Let's see, where's I'm gonna use the pinking shears. That, just get a little bit extra texture. Do you use the Martha Stewart scissors a lot? I'll have to look and see what the price. Maybe that would be my $10 thing. Okay, kind of looking here. That might be it. Oh, I know. I want a little bit of that blue paper. Where's that? It's that Temu paper I love. I don't think they carry it anymore. Get a little bit of that. It's like a reproduction, and I only bought the blue. I wish, yeah, definitely want to put that in there. Okay. All right. I'm going to ink that up just because. Right, Penny? It does. It does seems like it's in that, I think to have a storefront, you have to be an influencer. So there's like a button that you can press to, I guess, get approval. It literally it comes back. I've done it like 3 times now. It comes back in like so quick, like 2 seconds. I'm like, okay, boy, that was super quick for them to make that determination. That's why I think maybe it's something, I don't know. My idea is maybe it is the email thing. I don't know why that would be a thing. But I don't know. That's what my gut is telling me, but I could be totally wrong. Okay, let me put this one next. I'm trying to be quick. When I'm just by myself, I could just sit here for hours and hours. I'm like one little thing. I'm so picky. Okay, let's put that down. I hear my daughter is home from school. My son, I guess his college class was canceled. Teacher canceled yesterday, so he's home. Let's see, do I like that? Where am I going to put the fabric? Okay, I like that. I feel like something needs to be over here. Okay, let's see if this will stick with the art glitter. I see a lot of people using glue stick for their fabric. Do you all do that? I've never tried glue stick, but I do see people using it all the time. I should give it a try. Hi, sweetheart. Do you have a good day? Good. Anything cool to show us? Sometimes she has cool. My daughter is an art major in college, so sometimes she has cool things to share. I'm going to grab a piece of this pattern, sewing pattern here. Not even close to the... Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. So I don't know how I would show it. I think maybe I'll post a picture like I did with the other when she's done. So she's making like a mixed media type thing on a canvas with found objects and cool papers and paint. Wow, honey. Is that book pages on there?
It's pages from my sketchbook that I wrote on and then went over with Mod Podge.
Oh, wow. So she added written papers from her sketchbook that she ripped out. She was giggling because her professor was what did she say? It might be hard for some of you to find materials.
And yeah, because my students don't like have any stuff and they don't know where to get it. Like they don't know what to do with stuff.
Yeah.
They don't know where to find stuff. They don't have any stuff.
And you were giggling because you're like, you don't know my mom and what's in our house.
These are all my
yeah, and that's all your stuff, right? I don't think any of my stuff's in there. Yeah. We have like the house for crafter, creator, artist people. Wait, I can't hear you, sweetheart. A medium?
Yeah, so that it looks like caustic wax or
what?
And then I'm gonna go over it again.
Oh my! Oh, I'm totally geeking out. She said she bought a medium that mimics encaustic wax. Okay. I'm like, let's see. Okay. Oh, let me go back to the glue stick thing. We'll whisper, Christy. I like that you're sneaking on. Let's see. Oh, you do? Okay. So you use the glue before you sew it? Maybe that's what I've seen people. I've heard creators say that you can use Uhu glue stick on fabric. I've never tried it. Well, maybe I'm going to try it. Maybe let's try it on this other one because I have Uhu. Do I have it next to me? I have it. I have it right here. Okay. We'll use it on the next one. And Penny says, yeah, you just use it for paper. Same. I use it for paper all the time. Well, it depends. If I'm like, I didn't use it for this. I feel like I only ever use it. Glue stick, I strictly use it if I'm gluing like masterboard, paper napkin, maybe if I'm gluing a full sheet of like coffee dyed paper or book page to like a file folder. What do I want to say? Like cardstock, you know what I mean? Like a big sheet of something. I feel like that's typically when I use glue stick. Otherwise, I feel like I use wet glue. Yeah, that same thing. Now I'm thinking maybe that's what I've seen. Oh, I like that. Pins are dangerous. Yes, me too. Me too. Let's see. You're going to be doing a video on some pinking shears. Ooh, I just purchased. I haven't used them yet, so I'm going to go in blind. Ooh, that's fun. Oh, yes. Are they pinking shears for fabric or for paper? Ooh. Ooh, I'm excited. Hi, Sheila. Hello, hello. Yes, it was nice meeting you. I'm glad you're here. That was so fun. I usually don't craft super late, but I wanted to, I'm very behind on our weekly prompts, and I wanted to kind of get my desk set up. So I logged into YouTube and I was super happy to find that Juju was on. You guys were so fun. I was just like listening to the conversation, and I had a blast. That was fun. That was fun. And Juju's a joy. She is a joy to listen to. Let's see. Jonna says, I love pinking shears. You'll need 2 pair though, one for fabric and one for paper. Yeah, I recently was using mine on paper just a little bit. Shh. Yeah, we'll dull your shears. I think I might have a second pair out in the garage, maybe from my mother-in-law, maybe when we were cleaning out her stuff. I have to go look. I feel like we ran across some. I have like a big bag of really old vintage, probably not antique, but very old scissors. And I just put them all in there thinking I would look at them to maybe put in my Etsy shop or do something with. And my husband was kind of looking at them. So I'll have to look. And I think some of them, they probably need sharpening, but they're probably super high quality. Like I think some were like made in Germany. Maybe some even came from Japan because my mother-in-law was from Japan. They might even been marked made in Japan. So if I can find a second pair, then I will use one for paper and then keep these. These were my mom's, so I'm going to keep these. I do want to keep those nice for fabric. Yeah, they're not really good. These are super, super sharp. Yeah, and same thing. I have do I even have, oh yeah. And then these are my fabric ones. And my mom had bought these for me. I think I told you guys that last time. She made a little sewing kit for me, maybe when I moved out or I don't know. Kind of when I had my first apartment or first place. And so she made this whole cute little sewing kit. And these are super, super sharp. They're not particularly nice or new. I mean, they're vintage by now. Stainless steel, made in China. And then I just keep this little ribbon on here just so I know. And they're super sharp, even though they don't look very high quality. Oh, wow. That's like a whole deep dive into scissors. That would be a really good video, is a deep dive into all the different types of scissors and how they cut and the different shapes. See, I didn't know that. For me, I'm like pinking shears, regular scissors, fabric scissors. Well, and then of course decorative scissors. I did not know that. Right? Yeah. It's tempting. We're going to be buying lots of different scissors now. Okay, so let's see whoops. Let me clear here. Okay, let me see where we're on. I put that little piece there. We have fabric. I want some of this. I'm gonna grab, oh, here it is, my white piece here. Kind of like the white. The paper is creamy, beigey, so I feel like I like the white. And I think on one of these I did use, it would be great. This would bring you a lot of texture too, tulle. Depending on the color, it doesn't show up very well, if you have white or like pink or whatever. But I always keep these little offcuts too. I use tulle to tie any purchases I send out or happy mail. And so that's another good thing that adds a lot of texture. Okay, let's just stick that there. And maybe we could do one more. Maybe one more. if my glue would cooperate. Where is, need this one. It's getting dried out. Oh, that's so fun. I bet estate sales, I think, too, are super good places to pick up sewing related things, scissors. I don't know. But I could be wrong. I feel like I want to guess that the people running the estate sales maybe wouldn't put a super high value on sewing things. I don't know. I haven't like looked on eBay or Etsy for any of that kind of stuff. That would be my, I guess, my assumption, but I could be wrong. Oh, that's very pretty. Oh, I would love, I'm all hint. I would love to see a video sharing your collection of scissors. Okay. All right. I think that one's done, other than putting some splatters in. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. That would make such a special pocket adornment. Anything, anywhere you would use that. Corner of a page. Because I've kind of varied here, like maybe I would put those two together, but no. My intention for my snippet roll is to cut it up. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I like it. Okay. I don't know if I like this so much. I pulled that. I don't love it. Let's see. We just used that. I don't love that one. Should we do a stamp? Oh, we don't have a stamp. Let's do a stamp, but let's pick out one that we like the color of. Let's do blue. These are my favorite stamps. I'm probably going to use these up at some point in time, but the Canadian ones are the ones that have, what is her name? Queen Elizabeth, like the Queen Elizabeth ones. Those are the, I grab for those because they're very, I don't know, depending on what style you're doing. This one too. These are my favorite. Especially if you're doing this really kind of romantic, like girly kind of vintage, antique kind of vibe. I'm gonna ink that one up a little bit. Get some of this stuff. Very messy today. Put this in here because I'll lose it. Thank you. Oh, that would be really good, like a hashtag. That's a good idea, Carrie. Start it. Start it like I don't know. What I'm not good at coming up with like catchy names. But yeah, like share your, I don't know, something catchy and cute. And like, I don't know, because it kind of would fall into, well, not really vintage, but probably some of the like really cool old ones. I don't know. Come up with something cute, Carrie. I always tell people, don't count on me to come up with like, I don't know, like a cute name or something. I'm so bad at that. I always leave that up to everybody else. Maybe that. Maybe map. We're kind of using a lot of map, which I think is good. That's kind of universal. I like those. What else? Do I like this? Nope, I already have the green. What do we have over here? I feel like I pulled out so much stuff. I don't like that. Maybe a piece of this. That might be okay. Oh, I like this one that says litho in the USA. That's kind of cool. I think that's interesting. And oh, let's use a piece of this. I love this fabric. I bought this from somebody on Whatnot. I don't know. Did I do a haul? I think I did do a haul. I think I included it in a haul video. I bought really great fabric from her. I don't go on Whatnot a ton, but I picked up some really great fabric. I'm fairly certain I did a haul video and I shared her Whatnot page. Or is it page? Do we call them pages? Shop? Her Whatnot shop? That's cute. A little bit too big. But it's like little, it's this great muslin and it has blocks of text, maybe 6 inches by 5 or something, like triangles. It's so good. I think I might have bought a yard. No, I don't know. No, not a yard. Maybe half a yard. Let's rip that down. Get that a little smaller. I don't think we need all this either. It's too much. Okay. Need something else. Oh, this. We had this. Need something else down here. Can we put it so we can see that litho in the USA? Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna rip this corner. See, and I said, oh, you don't need to ink. You don't need to ink all these pages, but I am. Why not? This will be the last one we're doing. And then we'll put our sprinkles. I like that. I like this this hole here too. I think it's cool. Oh yeah, that would be good. Okay, I love that. No matter what you collect. Oh my gosh, I could do I could do videos. I could do videos for years. Wow. I like that. SYC, share your collection. Yes. So then anything could be vintage, it could be crafting related. I love it. I love it. You do? Are those the ones where they have a little wooden base and when you push it, they're made with beads and their bodies go all limp? I think I have two. I have two. I maybe have three. I think I picked up two turkeys, I think, at an estate sale. And one is kind of broken. So I had thought of maybe trying to fix it. I think the tail feathers, and then maybe put it in an assemblage. And I might have like a donkey one, maybe. I love those. I love little smalls. I love small things. Yeah, I am so bad, Angela. I don't even know. I don't know any. I don't know. I'm so bad at social media stuff. See, I didn't even know. Oh, yeah, that's right. You could follow hashtags. You're right. I think I did follow hashtags back in the day. What? Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, you do? Okay. You know what? Are you blue? You're not blue. Let me make you blue. And then you can put the link to your channel. I know I'm already subscribed, but if anybody here isn't subscribed, and then you could put your link in. There, you're blue now. Or even like link in, and then you could also put in link videos where you've shared your collections. Yes, like total content for days. Total content. My whole house is overflowing with collections. Oh my gosh, you have a typewriter collection? I do not have a vintage typewriter in my stash or home decor, mostly because I don't have a way where anywhere to put it. When I eventually have a craft room, that would totally be something I would love to have in my craft room is a vintage typewriter. I think they're so cool. Um, it isn't too catchy. Yeah, what would be catchy? Yes, I'm in. I'm in once it's up. You do? You have a ton of them? Oh my gosh, I would love to see your collection. Oh, wow. Do you have two? Yeah, that's what I say, the pushy thing. Oh my gosh, a guy with a top hat. I don't feel, I'm a big, um, vintage shopper, flea market person, estate. I've rarely, in fact, the three that I have came from, an estate sale or whatever. I don't find them very often. Do you find them, Carrie? Well, you'll be putting that info in your video once we have the cool hashtag. I just don't come across them, not even in antique stores. Let's see. Andrew said they got rid of the tracking of them and changed the whole way of viewing them. It's so annoying. Um, yeah, I hope to finish my file folder in the next couple days. Taxes are much more important. And you'll feel better. Feel really good. File folder doesn't matter because, right, we have no rules. So file folder doesn't matter. No rules in our group. Yeah. I know. I would I would come buy one, but I don't even have a place like, our garage. It'd have to go in the garage. And I don't even have a place in the garage right now. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you came by. Sheila, hope we didn't scare you off with all the crazy chitter chatter. You don't find them anymore? Yeah, I just feel like I don't see them anymore. Oh, I'm so glad you have such a big collection and you were able to collect them back when they were, much more accessible. That's amazing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. See, Jonna doesn't see them anymore. You're done. Woohoo! All right, Angela. We have to have a person do ours. I kind of gave that up a couple years back. And now they're officially paid. I went and picked them up and paid them yesterday. So that felt good. It's been a lot. Even though I have somebody do it, there's always like a lot of back and forth stuff. Oh, good. Are they images to share? Let me know and I'll pull them up. Bye, Carrie. Let us know. Message. Put it in the crafty chat thing too on Instagram once you come up with it. That will be so fun. And that's easy video content to do. Versus like a tutorial. Like how easy. I love seeing people's collections. Okay, good. I will look it up. Okay, let me glue these really down. Let me glue these really down. Let me glue these down first, and then I will look it up. Don't let me forget, because I'll forget. It's like my brain capacity. I probably should do it first, because I'll forget. I've forgotten a lot of times when we're on here together. Like, oh, okay, I'll go do it. Okay, let's see. Let's put that there. And let's put this down here so we can see. I love that. What does it say? Litho in USA. I love that. I love about these, you can take it in absolutely any direction. I would love to do like super kitschy I should do one of these because it's taking me forever to finish my Richard Scarry junk journals. Well, I should say Richard's not multiple. I just have the one going and it's not all the way decorated. Oops, I covered that up. I didn't want to do that. Let's go like that. I don't know how that'll look. Oh, that's okay. We need something else. Maybe a piece of this. But if I did a Richard Scarry one, that would be a lot of decorating. I mean, it would afford a lot of decorating in my journal. It would give me a lot of bang for my buck, so to speak. Okay, let's grab a little piece of fabric. Oh no, we do have that fabric. Maybe I don't want more. No, I do. Need just a little piece of that. All right, let's get a little bit of this. A little cheesecloth. Yeah, I think that's good. And I won't put the button on, but I'm going to put a little piece of fabric in the corner, and then I'll put a button on there later. Oh, come on. Kathy. Oh, they're on right now? Oh my gosh. Okay, good. Go say I will be there. We'll be there when I'm done here. Ooh, that's dangerous. Dolls. I'm not a big doll collector, but I do have a penny doll collection. I love penny dolls, frozen Charlottes. I have some Cupies. I love those types of dolls. Okay, let's glue that on here. I'm going to use this. And we'll put our little thing for the button. And we'll do a little bit of sprinkles. And then we'll look at Angela's stuff, and then we'll say our goodbyes so we can go to the sale. Oh no. Yeah, if you don't have power, how are you going to charge your phone? We are not good about making sure we have like a power bank. Well, your car, right? I just thought about that. You could obviously charge in your car. That's devastating, especially like if there are people in the neighborhood, if like oxygen machines and all that. That's not good. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so there's that one. And I'll come back in here and put like a little button or something. I might even put, I don't know, maybe a little bit more of this cheesecloth, but I'll put something over here just to kind of decorate. I probably should have. I didn't want to cover up that. I probably should have put it over here. But anyway, it's all good. So there's that. We'll add a little bit of stamping really quick. And then we'll look at Angela's thing. Let me put this in here. And I have no idea what I'm doing next week. I don't have any idea unless somebody wants to join me. That is still open. Where's the pin? Oh, where is that pin? The next thing I have to do is I do not have my video done yet for, oh, I lost it. Oh, what is wrong with me? That's a big one too. Oh, here it is. It's over here, way over here. You guys could probably see it. I have to do the give a scrap. So I might try to do that today. I am totally out of pocket tomorrow all day. And my video has to post Monday. So then that just leaves me Saturday and Sunday. And it's so hard for me to film when my husband's home and the kids are home because my craft space is in our living room, dining room. So I prefer to do it, although both kids are home today, but they're kind of hanging out in their room. Teenagers, early, 19, 20-year-olds. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to try to get it done today. Otherwise, it'll make me nervous. Like, I don't like to. Normally, I would have already done it if it wasn't for the crafty marathon. I would have already had the video and ready to go. Okay, so that's it. I think we did amazing. Let's look at this one really quick again. Aren't those cute? Ready to cut, ready to decorate. These would also be so beautiful on a little greeting card, like a little happy mail card. Oh my gosh, a million things you can do with them. And I think they're so special. Definitely a labor of love, but I think well worth it and extremely special. Okay, let me pull up. Dolls creep you out. They used to me too, but I don't know. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I started collecting the penny dolls. I'm gonna share them on the thing when Carrie comes up. Then maybe that'll be the first thing. I'll have to say I don't have any clowns in my penny dolls. It'll be like clown alert. You do? Okay, good. Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh, I just thought about refrigerator. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, thank goodness you have it done. What if you didn't have it done and then with the electrical thing going on? Good. Yeah, I need to I don't have any of that. And as you can tell, I'm the type of gal I like to kind of do a little demo, like a little practice run to a certain extent. And I'm not going to do it because I feel like I'm really pressed for time. And the main material I'm using, I only have one of. I could go out and get another one, but so I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to gather up some supplies. I'm going to turn the camera on and hope for the best. And I'm going to tell myself I cannot be a perfectionist or type A. It will be what it'll be. Maybe it'll be more fun that way. And I'm just going to go for it. And I'll probably, speed up some of the parts if they're bad. I'll speed up through them or cut them out. And yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Oh, good. I can't wait to watch yours. I can't wait. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. And I'm out of pocket tomorrow, but I will have my phone and I'll be able to, be on social media. So let me make sure. Thank you, Susie. I'm glad you love them. I hope you give them a try. If you haven't done that kind of crafting. Okay. All right. So let me pull up Angela real quick and then I will say, we'll say our goodbyes. We've been on a very long time. Okay. Instagram. Oh, you know what, Angela? I think I have these saved. Okay, so this is what Angela sent. So here's the link that she sent me. So sweet. So that's the main link for the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And she put it in earlier. So if anybody is watching the replay, you can go back and it's closer to the top of the chat stream, and you can find the link that she put in. Look at those. I feel like, or it's something similar I found on some sort of site. Aren't those beautiful? Oh my goodness. Now, if you cut these out, or if you print these in this one, sorry, I can't talk. Wouldn't these be beautiful on a snippet roll? So the thing is, you want to print them out in the wallet size, right? So this is where I printed the images that I used for today. But if you print these on a wallet size and just do a little bit of fussy cutting, oh my gosh. Although, I would probably just make cards or something out of them. Those are beautiful, Angela. Are you gonna do something with those soon? Those are amazing. So gorgeous. See, we don't need to use like the AI where it's copying other people's art and things they put so much time into when we have these amazing images out in the public domain. Yeah, wouldn't those be great? I can't wait to see what you're going to do with them, Angela. Okay, I think that was it. I don't need to talk about anything else. Look out for my Give a Scrap coming out Monday. Look for Jana's coming out tomorrow. That's it. I did post a video on Wednesday. Is that yesterday? I did post one yesterday, and it was about my Goodwill bins experience, which was kind of my second experience, both similar and not the best. So yeah, it was a little bit of a haul. It was some savor items and what happened when I stopped at the Goodwill bins on my way home from my parents a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I think I need to go up and visit Leanne and go to her Goodwill bins because I know she has good ones. So yeah, you could go back and watch that. And yeah, if anybody was watching and would love to join me next Thursday for Third Thursday, send me a message on Instagram. I would love to have you here as a guest. I think it would be a ton of fun. And if not, just stay posted and then we'll do some kind of project. It'll just be a regular, not a Third Thursday. And then May, June, I already have people on the calendar, so I will be better. I won't be so distracted and I'll be better about kind of doing it ahead of time. You did? It is. Oh, I know. Do you have good bins? What state are you in? What state are you in? Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. Hi, Edward. Oh my gosh, I just saw you. Hello, friend. Edward lives in Southern California. Have you ever found a good bins, Edward? I was out at my parents' in Palm Springs, and I want to say maybe it was San Bernardino, Redlands. I don't know where I was. And I was so excited. And it was not the experience I wanted to have. But have you ever found, Edward loves vintage and good stuff. Let me know if you found one and where it's at. You haven't been to yours for about a month? Yeah, you know what? Truthfully, Jonna, same thing. If I had you're in Mississippi. Yeah, I think good bins are not in California or Southern California. As my daughter said, she thinks most of it's clothing, because she loves vintage clothing and just whatever, using, upcycle and buy used and that whole movement. And she thinks that it's probably just all clothing here where we're at in Mississippi. And yes, if I had a really good bins near me, I probably would be going all the time, which is not good. So maybe it's a good thing. But yeah. But Edward, if you have found one, definitely, yeah, send me a message on Instagram if you know of one, and we'll meet up. Oh no. See, I would go all the time. Oh my God, no. I would be going in every time I went to the grocery store. I would not be able to not go in. I don't have that many thrift stores. We have a Savers that's fairly close by, but it's not by anything. It's like maybe on the way to my doctor's office, that kind of thing. So I don't drive. It's not by grocery stores, anything like that I shop at. So it's like it has to be, yeah, usually on the way to a doctor appointment, I will go. So that's good. And we have a little hole in the wall, kind of a private one that I took Leanne to when she was here last time. And again, I don't drive that way often enough, so that's another one that keeps me out of them. It keeps me out of them. Oh, I couldn't because I don't have good what's the word? It's like sometimes like I don't go in Whatnot very often. I like to shop. I like to treasure hunt and I like to shop. So I kind of have to stay out of the live sales, and the Whatnot is so easy to buy on. Um, I don't know what the word is, but I don't have it. Whatever. Somebody will type it in. Anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you. Self-discipline. That is it. I don't have good self-discipline, especially if it's crafting supplies and vintage and cool treasures. I find it really hard to resist. And if they're, of course, really well priced, then it makes it even more difficult. So, yeah, I could just go on a buying spree. So, I envy you that you have a really good one, but I don't envy that it's hard not to walk into it. Yeah. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't have good self-discipline. If you lack self-discipline like me, do not go. Or at least you could go on there, but don't put your payment thing in. Don't put your PayPal or whatever. As long as you don't have that in there, then it's easy to not buy. So anyway, oh, here, I'll turn the camera around to say my goodbyes. I probably look super crazy. Crazy hair today. All right, everybody. So I appreciate you all being here today. And I'm surprised we still have 17 people, and we've had like all these crazy crazy conversations going on today. But I hope you guys all enjoyed the project. I hope it inspired you to maybe try to make a snippet roll, or maybe do one in a different vibe or different style, like we were doing today. And I cannot wait to incorporate these. In fact, that multi kind of week project I have in mind, these will be perfect. So that's kind of why I made it in this style. And that's it. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I will see you next Thursday. Bye, friends.